Hello, I'm Andy and I'm going to read to you a 2018 or 2018 annual tarot horoscope. And this is based on the knowledge from the tarot card of how you're going to manage your 2018. I don't know your ages, so I won't go into that yet. Now, let's talk of romance. And for you, this is a very difficult card I've pulled. So if you find a new romance in 2018, I'll be pretty worried for you. It can come loaded with complications and difficulties, and it'll bring burdens upon you and definitely not make you a happy person. So think carefully, research. I'm not saying don't take the new romance. Do some research and find out what can go wrong first before you give your heart totally away. If you have an ongoing romance, you will find a lot of pressure building up on it, up to 40%. The 40% comes from the calendar year. The calendar year is your foundation. And so you have got 40% of problems in your foundation. You don't want to build on too much, otherwise the burdens will break down the foundation. So your ongoing romance is going to attract a lot of difficulties for you. And these difficulties can come from many areas, and the breaking point can be very easy. So if you value your romance, you'll have to try very hard to quickly realize where the problem can come from and try to find solutions. Let's go to your area of marriage. Now your area of marriage is going to have a weakened foundation. That means small things are going to make the cracks even bigger, which means that many areas in marriage can be open to trouble, which means that you cannot, is you listening to me, which means that you cannot afford to make mistakes and get the blame for making your marriage weaker. And if it's your marriage partner who is creating the waves, who is creating the trouble, then you got to have a good word and try to put your finger on why things can go very wrong. And they are promised to go wrong at the level of 40% already, because calendar year planners just shake their heads and say, we are not going to help you. And so now it depends on the other 60%. The other 60% depends on your full date of birth and your time of birth and looking at your palms. And that can either make your area in marriage worse, or it can make your area in better. The 60% may make it worsen up to 60–70% because the foundation of 40 is already weak. Or it may weaken it further, or it may help you. If you are of your good ages, it may bring about 60–70% energy to help you override the trouble from 2018. So a lot depends on what age you are going to be, but in the meantime, realize that 40% of trouble is brewing and is waiting for you in 2018 in the area of marriage. Now, if you have a job, your job is nowhere secure. Any little mistake, any little trouble, you are the victim first. And so don't make mistakes, don't have miscalculation, misinformation, don't show your temper. Try to work well with your bosses, be humble, try to work well with your colleagues. You need the support for getting things done. But I see that 40% of job areas are weakening very fast in 2018. So you'll need to know I'll need to know what ages you are going to be to give you any kind of support. We'll talk about that later. So try not to want to change jobs, because changing a job would only take you into unfamiliar surroundings and you will be more out there in trouble. And so try to hold on to a job however unhappy you are. Try to keeping at that job that you have. Now let's go to business. Your business areas are going to be very sensitive and the waves are going to be very high. Your business boat is going to be very shaky. Already I can see 40% of your business areas have weakened very fast in 2018. Either you're losing agencies, either you're losing support, either you're losing staff, either you're losing money. And so identify quickly in 2018 where things are going wrong. Cut off whatever is cancerous, cut off whatever is bleeding you, cut off whatever is of the losing kind. Don't want to wait and wait and wait. Now, going into new businesses would be very risky. But again, it all depends on what age you're going to be in 2018. If you happen to be the good ages, then you will find that 70% of good luck will come, maybe brought to you by a new partner or just brought to you by the good luck planets of your age. And if your ages happen to be bad on top of it, then the 40% of badness will grow to 70% of badness. And that means that you've really got your back to the wall, and that you will be not only thinking of trying to make some money, but you'll be losing it continuously. Never mind. Let's start with your business area to tell you be cautious, don't want to make new changes, don't want to expand, don't want to take on new lines of business, just consolidate, which means whatever business you have in your hands, treat it carefully, don't let it slip out of your fingers. Now, when I talk about ages, it all depends on your date of birth and time of birth and looking at your palms. And with all this information, we can even have a session on Skype. 90 minutes session costs USD 50. And in this 90 minutes, I will tackle your next 5, 6 or 7 years in full detail. And I will go calendar year by calendar year, age by age. I'll give you many solutions, all your good colors, your lucky numbers, your good directions, so much solutions to how to make you get luckier and luckier. Well, I wait for you to go to Skype. I wait for you to go to Facebook or send me an email and make contact with me. It's very important to know what ages, because ages are 70% energy and the calendar year is usually 30% energy. I put it up to 40% energy calendar year because it's a very powerful calendar year for you in Scorpio, and it's all about negativity. So there's things waiting to happen in areas of romance, marriage, job, and business as well. So keep in touch with me, and let's do a Skype session and let me help you overcome all these problems. Until then, thank you and good luck.